Well. March is back. You know what that means. March Madness is also here. So, this is my 2025 bracket. Of course, I'm not a genius. I do know ball, though. I know ball. And today, I'm here to make people happy. I'm also here. I'm not here to ruin anybody's fan base. Nothing like that. Video probably won't even get that many views. But I'm here to make some upset picks that nobody else is making. Because they just don't know, Everybody wants to pick Drake. Drake's probably not even going to win. If they do, they won't go on a run. Still, let's go ahead and get into it. Don't overthink it. It's very possible because the last time to do it, they won their conference, and it's the same conference that SFPA is in. My official bracket will be coming in Wednesday night after that first 4 game. Honestly, Creighton or Louisville could come out of this. As we all know, 8, 9 seeds are coin flips. I just think Louisville's a little underseeded here at the 8. Give me Louisville. Michigan, UC San Diego. UC San Diego known for making people turn the ball over. Michigan has a bad turnover problem. I think they're going to fix it up, though. They're going to watch film. They're going to get this UC San Diego team out of here. A lot of people pick them to upset. I just don't really see it. Now, moving on to Texas A&M and Yale. Texas A&M, they always get into the tournament. They don't do very well. Give me Yale. Yale, 2 years in a row, they're playing an SEC team. Pretty sure they were a 14 seed last year, not a 13. But same coach, basically a lot of continuity there. And Yale's going to move on. They're going to play Michigan in the round of 32. I would like to see... No, this is not my official bracket. This is just what I'm going off of before first 4. First 4 teams do matter in my bracket, in my opinion. I'm hoping UNC wins, so I'm just going to act like this is UNC. Give me UNC. Only reason why I'm picking them is because they're not supposed to be here, but they're playing really good basketball. As we watched, they came back down from 20. Nobody else is going to do that unless they want to actually win. So the team is here. They're motivated to play. I have them going decently far. A lot of people are picking New Mexico over Marquette. But let's get back to Iowa State. Lipscomb is like their first time maybe in the tournament where it's been like a very long time. They're very local to me, but honestly, I just don't see them beating a very talented Iowa State team. I know they're missing 2 important players. I think one might get to play. It's like to be determined, I guess. But their really good point guard is out. We'll see. Marquette, New Mexico. A lot of people picking New Mexico. I just don't. I'm very high on New Mexico. Don't get me wrong. Donovan Dent, love that guy. I love the big man that they have. Don't even know his name. Marquette, though, they play better competition, and they basically have the same stats as the other 2 guys. I pick Marquette. It's probably going to be a barn burner. Marquette moves on. Michigan State versus Bryant. I really like Bryant, but, man, I just don't see Bryant really doing this and pulling it off against a very well-coached, well-disciplined Michigan State team. Give me Michigan State. Moving on to the West, we have Florida, Norfolk State. Norfolk State might actually win that game. I'm being serious when I say this, and it's on recording now. I also think that if SFPA wins their playing game, they could easily beat Auburn. It's very unlikely, but I'm just saying it on the record just in case they do. Give me Florida, though. Florida's playing very good basketball. All right, we see Oklahoma and UConn. We think, is UConn really supposed to be a 9? Is Oklahoma really supposed to be a 9 seed? Is Oklahoma really supposed to be here? In my opinion, that's a no. I'm just taking Dan Hurley. Dan Hurley's never lost in the first round, but let's keep it like that. Memphis, Colorado State. A lot of people picking Colorado State over Memphis. I don't see it happening. Memphis just plays a lot of tight games, and that's mostly because every game that they play, that team just wants to beat them so they can get some type of highlight on the season. The American Conference is so horrible. You just have UAB and really North Texas. ECU was there, but, I mean, they weren't a contender at all. Wichita State's just always hard to play at. That's where they got one loss, and they played at Temple. Temple has a top 5 Division I scorer, and they were undefeated at home, I'm pretty sure, going into that. I watched that game. It was very bad officiating. I'm not down on Memphis at all. I really like P.J. Haggerty. Give me Memphis. Maryland and Grand Canyon. I watch Grand Canyon. I like to watch them. It's just the purple and black jerseys, to be honest. So I watch them, and really, I'm not fully impressed that they can pull it off. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's March. I want to see that. Maybe Memphis moves on to a Sweet 16 under Penny Hardaway. But at the end of the day, Maryland's going to out-rebound them like a nightmare. Drake in Missouri. I think Missouri is a little... I mean, it's controversial whether they're overseeded or underseeded, but personally, I like Missouri. Missouri had a first game loss to Memphis, actually. Nobody really knows that. Missouri was up by 14 in that game. They ended up losing. Give me Missouri. Drake, man. Y'all are always there. I just don't see it this year, man. Y'all got a really bad pull with Missouri. I feel like if you played Ole Miss, you probably would have won. I'm pretty sure the other 6 on the right side's not very good either. It's Illinois. That would be a very fun game to watch, honestly. Give me Texas Tech against UNC Wilmington. UNC Wilmington, they never really impressed anybody in the regular season. The only thing that they did really well was beat a team by, I want to say it was 52 points. They won 143-91 against this random team. But UNC Wilmington, your offense is good, but the defense, man, yeah. When you score 143 points and you allow 91, something's got to give. Arkansas, Kansas. There's a reason why Arkansas has Kansas in their name. Give me Arkansas. Kansas, I mean, they're just so down this year. Bill Self can probably keep it a close game, but John Calipari and the Arkansas Razorbacks skip Boogie. I like Boogie. Give me Arkansas. St. John's in Omaha. A lot of people don't know about Omaha. Omaha can shoot the ball, and I really like that. Omaha has their guy. It's that little point guard. He's just so good. I like Omaha. I want to see them kick a trash can. Give me Omaha. Moving on to the East, we got Duke against American and Mount St. Mary's, I think. Give me Duke. Mississippi State versus Baylor. Baylor's got something to prove. I feel like SEC's really not all that. Mississippi State does have this Hubbard dude. I think Hubbard could get them past that number one, that round 1 game. They were there last year. I don't think Baylor was in the tournament last year. I think they were. They were a high. I think they were 3 seed playing Colgate. I don't remember, though. A lot of people picking Liberty. A lot of people picking Oregon. This is kind of like a 30-70 upset pick. I don't like Oregon, but I also don't like Liberty out of Conference USA. I just think Oregon's going to be able to get it done. Arizona, very inconsistent team, playing up against Akron. Akron's the smallest team in college basketball, and I'm just not convinced on Akron. Give me Arizona. Chalk right here. BYU VCU. This is going to come to, this is really up to VCU's coach. If you don't know the coach, he is from You Must Be Cinderella or UMBC. The team that beat Virginia in the first round game is a 16 seed. I just think he's got more experience than the BYU coach. They lost in the first round last year. I don't think it's the same coach, though, from what I remember. A lot of people picking Montana from what I've seen. That's not happening. Wisconsin's very good just because they dropped 52 in a game on their, third or fourth game in a row does not mean they're going to lose. Give me Wisconsin. I love Wisconsin. I really like what they've done with their lineups. I've watched them. They really know who to put in at the right time, and I like that about Wisconsin. Don't know all their players, but they put the right people in the game, and that's what gets the job done. I think St. Mary's here. St. Mary's. They have the defense, but their offense is horrible. And Vandy can just get stops. They're going to get it done. I'm taking Vandy. I just don't see St. Mary's. If St. Mary's wins, good for them. I'm not even going to be mad over it. Alabama, Robert Morris. I love Robert Morris, but Bama's just going to outscore him at the end of the day. So, I just don't see it. We got Houston, and I don't even know who this team is. Southern Illinois, maybe. All I remember is Edwardsville. Just give me Houston. Gonzaga versus Georgia. Another coin flip game. I mean, this is actually it's like 40-60 in my opinion. Gonzaga is the 60. I really don't see Georgia winning this. Gonzaga's just going to outcoach them, probably. Clemson coming out of that, I think it was an Elite 8 run last year. Nobody expected that. Everybody expects them to lose again in the first round. Guess what? It's not happening. McNeese, great team. I watched their conference title tournament. They just did not impress me at all. I was looking at them. I knew they were going to win the tournament. You saw that on my YouTube. It was there. I picked McNeese. Sure enough, they get it done, but they're just not that good. Give me High Point against Purdue. High Point, they go really deep. And when you think about it, normally you would say, wow, these Cinderellas, they play together really well. Well, High Point does play together well. They haven't stayed all 4 years. We got a dude from Kansas, dude from Texas Tech, Vanderbilt. They're all over the place. And these little 3-4 stars that are coming out of these big classes have come down to the bottom leagues, and they're showing out. And High Point's one of them. They go really deep in the bench, and they love to shoot the three. Really get out in transition and all the box out. I love High Point. Illinois versus, I believe this is going to be Texas. I don't see either of these teams beating Illinois anyways. I'm pretty sure Illinois' offense, when they're healthy, is just unstoppable. Their defense efficiency is horrible, though. I mean, they gave up 96 to Iowa or something like that. It was crazy. The 14 versus the 3 seed again. Troy doesn't really have a guy that will go off at any point. So I'm just going to take Kentucky. I hope that doesn't bite me in the butt again. UCLA, Utah State. This is a really bad pull for UCLA. I felt like they should have been maybe even an 8 seed instead of Gonzaga. But it's whatever. I'm taking Utah State. They have the length to guard the Bordeaux kid out of UCLA. That's all you have to do is guard him. And the ball game really just becomes isolation for the guards. And UCLA is not a very good guard team this year. And Wofford, thanks for playing. You made it to the tournament. I mean, honestly, you sometimes win games. I can't lie, but this year's not the year unless Tennessee just horrifically shoots the ball at a 15% rate, and then y'all aren't gonna do it. Give me Tennessee. Back up to the South. Got Auburn versus Louisville. I feel like Louisville could win this game, but at the same time, you also have to wonder, is this even going to be Auburn? I'm saying it, like, this could actually happen. I'm going to pick Auburn, obviously. I mean, it's Louisville. Michigan, Yale. I just don't see a world where Yale can beat Michigan, honestly. So, I mean, the bigs, I'm pretty sure Michigan will just dominate with just bigs alone. But, I mean, if you give Yale a shooter and he can try that, it's kind of like Oakland. Yale's going to give the ball to that guy probably 40% of their possessions in their first round game. He's going to be tired. He won't be able to shoot the ball the next game. Michigan wins. Once again, North Carolina, in my opinion, will be facing off against Iowa State. We all thought that they weren't supposed to make the tournament, but Iowa State and Ole Miss is very weak. Iowa State wouldn't be weak if their guard wasn't gone. I feel like they have enough production to get it done, but at the end of the day, give me North Carolina. Marquette versus Michigan State. Now, I'm not very high on Michigan State. They have like very horrific shooting, and I think Cam Jones can get them to the promised land for Marquette. So give me Marquette. Dan Hurley, you say that you're the best coach in basketball, then why'd you lose in the second round? Please don't say your players. Memphis versus Maryland. Dane Danger versus Derek Queen. Great matchup. I just think Memphis is going to out. It's really going to come down to guard play. If Memphis has Tyrese on their back for this game, I don't see any reason why Memphis should lose. Give me Memphis. They'll probably have Dante Harris. Man, but this Memphis team's very good. Missouri and Texas Tech. I just don't see a world where Missouri can beat Texas Tech. Texas Tech's really good, and they got the Tanje. No, not Tanje. It's JT Top, and JT Top is like, man, it's just very fun to watch. John Calipari plays Omaha again. They don't play again. It's more of like, this sounds familiar. When Kentucky lost to a 15 seed, I think Calipari is going to have flashbacks, and it's going to happen again. Omaha moves on to a Sweet 16. I'm telling y'all are sleeping on these kicking trash cans, Mavericks, Omaha team. I mean, they can flat out shoot the ball. But continuing, we got Duke and Mississippi State. Give me Duke. Cooper Flag's going to be back, obviously. I don't know about, I think his name's Malik Brown. I just don't know about him. Oregon, Arizona. I think if Caleb Love had it really just depends on what Arizona did in the first round game. Just give me Zona. Moving on to VCU, Wisconsin. Wisconsin's going to have Tanje. Tanje can't do it 3 games in a row, but he sure can do it 2 games in a row. Give me Tanje. Vanderbilt, Alabama. They've already played at least once. Probably twice, though. I don't know about the second time. I think Alabama just outscores them. Honestly, that's just how that's going to go. Houston, Gonzaga. Really bad pool for Houston. I thought Gonzaga would have been a 6-7 seed. I'm not clip warming. I don't know how they're behind St. Mary's, who obviously is not the better team, but it's whatever. Poor Houston goes down in the second round. I know it doesn't happen often, but I just don't see them coming out of the division anyways. And this is the only way for Gonzaga to really make it anywhere. Clemson versus High Point. You got to wonder, is High Point going to move on? I feel like Clemson could get this done. I'm actually going to look at the thing real quick. You know what? Let's just go with High Point. I love my heart. The rest of the bracket is going to be pretty chalk. Kentucky's managed to stay with Alabama's offense one time, and I feel like their defense will be here for this game. So, going to be Tennessee, Kentucky in that Sweet 16. I want to say Auburn can win this, but are they going to? No, Michigan's going to beat them. This is where North Carolina's run ends, unfortunately. Cam Jones is too much. Florida, Memphis. Florida, one of the only teams that can actually win the entire thing. I like Memphis, though. Memphis, they have the bigs to keep up with Florida. They have the guard play to contain somewhat against Walter Clayton Jr. Give me Memphis. Memphis is my little dark horse, I guess, to make it. Omaha, your run ends here. I'm sorry. Texas Tech's just a really good basketball team. I think they just stunk it up in the Big 12 tournament real quick. They didn't really stink it up. It was just more, I don't think they were motivated to win as much as like Houston and BYU. We get Duke and Arizona. Duke's not going down, okay? Wisconsin, Alabama. I could really see either of these teams winning. I think it comes down to who's going to get more stops. And honestly, that's Wisconsin. Give me Tanjay and the Badgers. We move on to the little Midwest. We got Gonzaga and High Point. And honestly, High Point, yes, they're good. Yes, they can do this. Honestly, this is probably going to be Houston here instead of Gonzaga. I just want to get rid of a 1 seed. So, I'm going to move on with Gonzaga, and I'm going to take Tennessee over Kentucky. I don't really have to think much over that. Just because 7 seeds don't make it often, I'm going with Michigan. Michigan, I mean, y'all don't realize that I have 2 teams here that are 5 seeds, yes, but they both have turnover problems. But y'all don't know what pace they play at. Memphis and Michigan play at like one of the highest tempos probably. I don't know about Michigan, but Memphis plays at a very fast tempo. Michigan if they don't play at a fast tempo, then I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I mean, honestly, we could have a Yale against Auburn. Auburn makes it here. But I'm just not high on Auburn. I know people are saying don't give up on them. It's just, 3 games out of the last 4. They were all tight, of course. But give me Michigan against Cam Jones and Marquette. Give me Texas Tech over Memphis. This is where Memphis's run will end, unfortunately. Give me Duke. Cooper Flag's just him. I'm sorry. Gonzaga, you're also out. And now we get a nice, fun Final Four. Nobody can be mad at this. This is not all 1 seeds. I really think this can happen. Honestly, there's nothing to say from here. But yeah, that's my bracket. Thanks for watching. Hopefully somebody sees this and picks Omaha, man. Omaha's going to be kicking some trash cans this year. Peace out.